Recovery team. We're here trail hogging again. Saturday morning, trail rides are full. We just got a call that there's a BLAZER out in an obstacle called Hang On Honey that needs our help. So we're heading out there to go get it. With the trails already half full, we decided the quickest way in would be to use the exit and run the trail backwards. That would bring us to a spot where the trail almost overlaps itself, only a few hundred yards away from the obstacle where the BLAZER was. At this point in time, we didn't know if the BLAZER was just stuck or broken. When we arrived on scene, we soon found out that the BLAZER had a broken front drive shaft and only one wheel spinning in the rear, and that several attempts from other trail riders to pull him out of the tank trap he was in failed. With the banks as steep as they were, it was kind of obvious to me that a winch recovery was in order.
And what are you driving?
86 Chevy BLAZER.
So what's under the hood?
6.2 diesel.
When it starts picking it up, we turn this way. I don't know if you'll be able to turn much until I get the weight off. Good.
Then what made you go in the hole?
My wife.
So blame it on the wife.
To the left, Dave.
Yeah. I was hearing. With the wrecker boom raised up about halfway, it caused the winch cable to lift the front of the BLAZER as much as it was pulling it forward, which made the winch out relatively easy. Even though the wrecker's winch wasn't working that hard, we still used a winch blanket over the cable and made sure that the crowd of spectators that had gathered were beyond reach of the cable in case it had snapped. Once the BLAZER was up on the main trail, we could obviously see why the front end wasn't pulling anymore. And we soon realized why the rear was only spinning one tire. This is a prime example of the weak link on a semi-floating C-clip style rear axle.
So what size tires?
Put dualies on.
38s. Are you able to drive out, or do you want to?
No, we'll hook
pull
that.
off.
Yeah. With the rear end of the BLAZER broke, we needed to get the wrecker around behind him and pick him up to haul him out. The new motor made it pretty easy to power through the sand and get the wrecker maneuvered around behind the BLAZER. With the BLAZER on the sling and raised up in the air, we could then slide the axle shaft back into place and break out the ratchet strap to hold it in for the long trip out of the woods. Well, now is the moment of truth to see how the wrecker and the new motor does hauling a full-sized diesel BLAZER out of the woods. The first half of the trail back to camp was mostly downhill and didn't require much effort from the wrecker at all. There was one mud hole between two sections of downhill, but with the added traction of the new front tires, that proved to be no problem at all. And I didn't even have to throttle up at all to get out the other end. But there was a big hill coming up before we would be all the way out of the woods. And I was sure, with the weight of the BLAZER on the back, I would have to use some throttle to get up this hill. Wow, not much skinny pedal needed there. Well, one more tree to get around and we're out of the woods. I'm not sure that was a good enough test for the wrecker's new motor, but I'm sure we'll get our chance. It's a long weekend. BLAZER out of the woods. We're taking him back to the campground so he can do some repairs. Thanks for watching, BSF Recovery Team. Maybe we'll see you in the woods.